A beggar who lived next to a palace saw a notice posted on the palace door. There it was mentioned that the king is going to give a feast, and only those wearing royal dress would be allowed. The beggar looked at his old rag clothes which he was wearing. He thought that only the king and his family could wear royal clothes. Suddenly a thought came to his mind. He shuddered as he thought about how brave he was to think like that. However, summoning courage, he reached the palace gate. He said to the gatekeeper, "I want to see the king." The guard went into the palace and took permission from the king. Then he allowed the beggar to pass in. The king asked the beggar, "Why do you want to see me?" Then the beggar replied, "Yes. I also want to attend the party which you are hosting. But I don't have royal clothes. If you don't think I'm too preachy, and if you help me with your old clothes, I'll come to the party wearing them." At the same time, he was looking at him, trembling as to what the king would say. But the king gave him a royal robe. The beggar who wore that dress stood in front of the mirror, amazed to see the majesty shining in his appearance. Then the king said to him, "You have become worthy to attend the feast now. More importantly, you don't have to wear anything else. This dress will remain the same for the rest of your life. You don't need to wash or clean it." He thanked the king tearfully. When he was leaving, he noticed his old clothes lying in the corner. His mind wandered a bit. Perhaps, if the king is wrong, and these clothes are torn, then don't I need old clothes? Thinking that, he quickly went and took off his old clothes. He had no place to store his old clothes. Wherever he went, he carried that with him. He could not happily enjoy the dinner offered by the king. He was busy with picking up the old clothes that often felt down. He cannot properly savor the dishes served. Eventually, he realized that what the king had said was true. The clothes he gave were not dirty or torn. However, day by day, the beggar became more and more attached to the old clothes. The people also ignored his royal attire and looked only at the bundle of rags. They called him Rag-Pack Old Man. The king came to see the beggar when he was dying. Seeing the bundle of rags on his head, the king's face became very sad. The beggar remembered the king's message which he said in the beginning. The old bundle of cloth has robbed the joy of his life. Not only that beggar, but all of us have such a bundle. In it, there are many unwanted things called hostility, anger, anxiety, sadness, enmity, and much more. By focusing on protecting them, we are unable to consume the joy that flows into our lives. Our insatiable anger makes us unable to accept and enjoy whatever pleasure comes in our way. Even in palaces, many still live as beggars. But in orphanages, many live as kings. Happiness is in the mind. Life weaves new fabrics for us every day. But we are unwilling to throw a single thread of old clothes away. Our home is filled with many things that we have bought long before. We don't feel like throwing them away, even if they are of no use. Keeping our home as go down and living in it. Just like home, if we maintain our mind as go down with our old thoughts and memories, the stench of their putrefaction will pass through the lips into words. It will be action through hands and will give pain. It will not light up our life. Reasons are not required to be happy. Let's be happy. Thank you.